Well, take us back to the final tour, kind of as in general, and then just let's go to that last night, man. Just from the heart.
There's a lot leading up to that last night, and we were all in Salem, Virginia, which is only about, I don't know, 80 miles from here, from our home in Stanton. And that's, we booked a Coliseum. It sold out in like 20 minutes when it was booked a couple of months before. And so we all gathered there. We'd been on tour for a couple of nights, and our families showed up there, and Jimmy Dean showed up. Jimmy brought us on stage that night. He was an old and dear friend that we've always visited with. And he was living in Virginia at the time, as a matter of fact. So he brought us on stage, and there again, all of our families were there and everybody that we loved. And it was just a terrific concert. It was filmed. It's on CD, DVD. It's, and the night, the last moments were surreal to me. I go back and I relive it. I watch that concert and I can enjoy just about 90% of it. And then about that last 10%, it really starts, I start getting fidgety.
Yeah.
But I love the way we left, and we left it the way we wanted to.
Well, I hated it and your fans hated it, just so you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you're happy now.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Now that I made you mad, Les.
I hope you. So okay. So that night, as you sing the last note, and then you're saying those goodbyes again, and you literally are walking off the stage. I know in your book you looked at the brothers and said, "I love you all," and then you walked off, and then literally, what did you do after that? Did you get your wife and you just drove home?
We had a little reception backstage for family and friends. We had for about an hour or so. And then we all went home different ways. I remember specifically, Phil left with his wife and some family and drove back home. Jimmy did the same thing. Harold and I, and our wives, Brenda and Debbie, we got on the bus, just us and our bus driver, and we went, just the four of us. And I can remember, I can see it so well, we're sitting in the lounge with the curtains drawn back and the lights turned off when we're watching the towns go by, and we just said, turn the radio on, and we listened to some music, not ours, just whatever's on the radio. Yeah. And just said, take a deep breath, and this is it. And we think we've done a good job, and now we're going to go home and enjoy it. And we did. We went home, we sold our offices, and we downsized and just retired. And we got just no longer had responsibilities that we loved for all of those years. We loved them, but it was nice to step into a different and slower world.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting that you purchased your old school for your offices, and then you turned around and made it a school again when you retired.
Exactly. Where our grandkids go to school right to this day. Matter of fact, I got 3 grandkids out there right this minute as we speak.
Wow.
It's a private Christian school, and we're so honored to have been a part of that.
Well, let's see a couple more questions, Don, and we'll conclude this part of it, man. And thank you. This has just been great. Far Side Banks of Jordan was a very special lyric to you. What was special about that lyric?
Oh my golly. I think it was a terrifically written song. It was just so well done. And it was a lesson to me. I think I talked about this in a book. John, the first time we ever heard it, John and June did the song. Johnny Cash and June Carter. Is that where we got it from. And they talk about, I'll be sitting waiting, drawing pictures in the sand, and you'll see me when you get there. And as I said then, I always picture when that happened, I saw John was the one sitting, drawing pictures in the sand, waiting on June. As it turned out, not how it happened. June went first and was waiting on John. And it reminded me of a lesson that we should never try to outguess the Lord. We never know what his plans are. And you say, oh yeah, when this happens and you'll be gone, but I'll take care of things. Well, you don't know.
Yeah.
You may be gone and they'll be taking care of things.
Yeah.
So we should never get too brazen or too big for our britches when we start thinking and making plans for the future, because it's all in his hands.
And it was kind of the and you tried to, and successfully did so, write songs in such a way that sometimes it was a country song that morphed into a gospel song, or vice versa. The two worlds collided well in that song.
I did, yeah, they did. And I wrote a few of those, 3 or 4 of those, and I always loved that particular thing because I liked combining all of that together and making it, instead of just a straight out praise and glory song, to make it a story that became a gospel song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll conclude with this. The first song that you sang with Jimmy, and then the last song you sang going off stage. Tell us about that.
Yeah. When he came over the mountain, Jimmy was just living about 30 miles from us across the mountain. And he came over like for an audition, for a better word. And as soon as we met him, we liked him. And we said, well, let's go to the piano and just sing a song. Well, let's find a song that we sure everybody knows. Ring, how about Amazing Grace? Everybody knows Amazing Grace. And that was the first song we sang with him. And we could hear it then. We could feel it. And he just harmonized. He just, folded into what we were doing and just rounded off those notes. And that was our first song. So when we retired, we knew that we wanted that to be the last song also that we sang. So we came back after all of our encores that night and just told the crowd, give us this moment because this is what we want to come true. And so we sang Amazing Grace, and that was what we walked off stage on.
Yeah. Grace, unmerited favor of God.
Yes.
Well, I would say that you've lived a life that falls into that definition, unmerited favor of God. You've certainly had that favor.
We've had his favor, we've had his blessings, and we feel at every moment, and we always have. It's the odds are always against you when you go in to do what we went in to do as kids and as young men, and there's no other answer for it. It was his plan. He allowed that to happen. He saw there were 4 kids that grew up together in Virginia who happened to like to sing, 4 kids who happened to have 4 different voices. One's a tenor, one's a bass, and the other 2 harmonize in the middle. And man, I don't have the ability to put all that together. Yeah. That was his plan. And that's why we wanted to go off with Amazing Grace.
Yeah. Well done, Don. Well done.
Thank you, buddy. This has been a pleasure. You are a pleasure. I love you piano playing, and I love talking to you.
I appreciate that. You have no.
When I'm in your town, I'm gonna call you. We'll go eat lunch.
Oh, please do that. I'll give, no kidding, I'll give my number to the boys and do that. Okay. Okay. You know what? Tell me if this is something that's possible. I might be able to lift the audio from what we just did to do the audio part of what I was going to do as the next phase for radio. Yeah. So if you want to give me a day or two to see if I can successfully do that, then we
sure.
then we won't have to do this next phase. But if I'm having some troubles, then I'll just get with the boys and we'll set up one more day for
another. That'll be perfect, Les. Sure, buddy.
Is that good?
That's good for us. Yeah, we're fine. I love it. Yeah. And you're still going to email the other one. I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll email.
This has been a pleasure and an honor. I really thank you. Oh, I can tell the questions came from your heart and from years of knowledge of what's going on, and that always makes it fun.
Oh yeah, this was more than just a job today. This was a work of heart for sure.
You're a good man. Thank you, buddy.